Okay, let's see if attempt number 2 to get this working goes. Huh, I'm still getting an error occurred, please try again later. That is bizarre. Okay then, here's what I'm gonna do. I don't know if this is something that's exclusively a problem on my end, or if this is just YouTube just being really stupid. So I'm gonna keep playing this then. So what I'm gonna do is, after the stream is over, I'll check on both videos, make sure that they're good, and if they are not good, I will just go into my video editing software and stitch them together manually. So I think that's probably the best compromise that I can go with for now, just to ensure that I'm able to keep playing and this won't distract us too much anyway. Yes, this is frustrating. As far as I know, it's either working perfectly or it's decided that it's just not going to work at all. And the problem is I have no real way of knowing, which is really bloody frustrating. Really friggin' frustrating. So, don't have much control over that at this point though, so it's gotta roll with the blows. So, enough stalling. Let's get back into it.
Hey there.
You cannot wait that older set? I don't want to discuss it.
Spider legs. Oh dear, this is a lot of them. Not terribly impressed with this. Doesn't do enough damage. Although, I don't know. Lower attack speed. I guess that's how they try and make it worth your while.
Convenient.
Hey, let's go.
I should use that spell more often. There we go. Anything else interesting in here? Healing hands. Interesting. I wonder what that'll entail. Potion of Eldritch Aim. What's that do? 15 accuracy for... Only 10 seconds, though. Unless you can somehow treat that as a, quote, bonus. Unless you can treat that as a bonus action somehow, I'm not sure.
Poor Mayorwald. He couldn't contend with all that he knew of himself. A cruel fate.
I don't think knowledge was the problem. He said that if I can find out what caused this, it might help me. That is true. And there is no such thing in my experience as too much knowledge. Come, we'll find your answers. And mine, I hope. Actually, do you want to talk? Nope.
Hey there.
Oh. Alright, Zarab's a pretty... Dealing more damage than I expected, that's okay. There we go. Huh? What's this? A shimmering wall of energy extends across this doorway like a curtain. It repels forward movement with unnatural force. The iron key. Interesting. Perhaps the voice in that throne upstairs knows more. Fine flail. Potion. That'll be useful. Skeleton.
Stuck over here.
Immune. Ew. Oh dear, I'm about to die. And I'm stuck, so I can't. Alright, was at least lucky enough to get the second wave off. There we go. I better turn off my... I better turn off my AI, just to be sure that I'm not rushing headlong to battle next time. Stay back. Can you knock it over somehow?
Not too low.
I'll let Margaret's fire. Not even slowing it down.
Jeez. Oh, he's down. That stone beetle is running rampage. I don't know if that'll do anything useful, but... Oh, it causes the fright.
Show him how it's done!
Interesting. Actually, no, don't use that. We need to kill him quickly, so just...
Too low.
burn him. Oh, shoot. Well, I made myself useless.
Ah, that war than raw!
Also, we are not doing enough damage to these people.
Not too alarming.
There we go. Probably gonna lose all my HP by doing this, but... Yep, there I go. Okay, we just need this thing to die now.
Hey. Leave it to me!
Alright, let's hope that did something. Alright, cool. But, if we're taking that much damage, I think it's time to rest. Especially since I'm at 0.
Hey there.
Especially since I'm at very low endurance at this point. Alright, quick save. See if we can camp them. Good.
I want to see what I can do. I want to see what I can do.
Oh dear. Retreat back this way.
Yes?
Get out. Apply damage reduction. Burn them all.
Hey there.
Oh dear, you've taken a few too many hits.
Following your lead.
Right, disengaging ends badly.
Your tale ends here.
Yeah.
I guess in order to keep the fun going, let's trigger more. What's the worst that could happen, right? We all die. Although, given how many there are. Come on, bring him down, bring him down. Also, you better get
Following your lead.
Hope that did something. Oh, jeez. I'm down.
Watch out!
I think I might have gone overboard.
Leave it to me!
I thought that stone beetle would have died by now, but apparently not. And now I've bitten off more than I can chew. Unless I get very lucky with these attacks. Oh, that seemed to be good.
Hey.
Lavaru beyond seek.
Nice. Okay, we did bite off more than we could theoretically chew, but it seems like we're still fine, so yay.
Hey there.
Is there anything good in here that I need to... Oh, good, I can collect. More ripple sponge. Materials. Alright, so this would have been enough. Okay, so that brings us back out here. Still not much explored down there, but that's okay. So... Ruined stones. Wait, I thought... How do we have so much endurance? Oh wait. Oh yeah, I did use a bunch of camping supplies, didn't I? Weathered and covered with a dull patina, this elaborately carved pillar appears far older than the surrounding structure.
Hey there.
Oh geez, that's a big spider! That's a big spider!
Duck over here.
Most infinite.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Most kinda. Watch out.
Okay, so don't walk in that direction is what I'm hearing. Where's my quick save? Okay, good. Good that I do have one at least. Crap.
Sure.
So now that I know there's some bullshit, let's investigate everything else first. Looters?
They...
That I didn't expect to see. Let's see, how to best to deal with you guys. Oh geez, I am taking a lot of hits. Hope that does something. Are you gonna attack? Oh shoot. Party. That would be why. Did I turn off all party AI? Alright, everybody back on. I think you're giving us trouble. Whoa. That kind of jizz. How are you still alive? You are surrounded by 4 people with swords. How did you last that long? I am very confused by what I have just witnessed.
Sure.
Alright, so it looks like... Yeah, given the circumstances, it looks like... Yeah, so the only part that I haven't explored involves that Spider Queen. And unfortunately, for me... Well, I don't have any more camping supplies. So, by the looks of it, I'm stuck. Unless I want...
Aye, you're right. No sense listening to that old bam pot.
Damned Virago, not now!
Impeccable timing.
I felt Mayor Walt's passing. You slew him.
He gave me no choice.
It saddens me to hear it. But part of me is grateful to no longer have to wait and worry in darkness. This place has always known its master, long as it's had one. It has a will all its own, which has little to do with the castle and much to do with the land it's built on. It looks to you as Mayor Wald's successor now, whether you care for it or not. A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed. But in the right hands, it could be so much more. If you had only seen it in its day. Will you stay?
Mayor Wald said that I must go to the City of Defiance in search of the Queen. I see. If it's Defiance Bay you seek, I'm sorry to tell you that you've come a long way for nothing. The Eastern Barbican collapsed decades ago, and Mayor Wald never got around to rebuilding it. The road here is a dead end. He got as far as gathering materials before his mind became preoccupied. I could make arrangements to have it repaired if it is your will. When it ceased to be the previous master's will, I became powerless to do anything about it. But what am I by the master's instruments? It would take time, but far less than finding another route to Defiance Bay. What does being the master of Caed Nua entail? Why, there are many responsibilities involved in maintaining a keep. The extent to which you wish to get involved is entirely up to you, of course. Part of the reason I am here is to ensure that things run smoothly in your absence, provided we have been given instruction. If you instruct me on which repairs you wish to conduct next, I will make the necessary arrangements. These may take some time to finish, but each will provide you with additional resources once they are complete. Given somewhere to place them, we can hire tradesmen to provide you with supplies or ingredients. Repairing the keep will raise your prestige, and draw both helpful individuals and unwelcome attention from bandits and opportunists. If we can raise the keep's security in turn, these will become less of a concern. You should know, however, that the position does come with some risk. Your name will grow in fame, and you must contend with threats to the keep. And then, there are other things. Was there anything else, my lord? What do you mean when you said this keep was cursed? Mayor Wald's curse was his own, a Watcher's curse, but his predecessors have not fared better. There is a presence within the keep, or rather, far beneath it. At least such has been the conclusion drawn by all who have come to this place, for what spirits still linger in the endless paths oft speak of a master below. Every effort to settle here has failed, from the time of our Iderian colonists onward. Beasts rise from the endless paths until the new lord or lady is no more. The one who dwells below, this master, does not tolerate rivals, it seems. I have seen from time to time intrepid explorers descend to lay claim to what answers they can, but none return. This is the force which has kept Caed Nua a barren ruin, and robbed me of my hopes. The endless path. That, my friend, is where I must go. Where we must go if you will go with me. Whatever devils lie beneath. Think too what knowledge we will find. Perhaps this master speaks Iderian. What are the endless paths? The endless paths of Caed Nua. That is the name given to the labyrinth beneath the keep. The Earl, we were warned by the Glenfathens that this site was cursed, and there is a legend attached to it, although at the time we thought nothing of it. The ruins were built, it is said, by a powerful Engwithan named Caed Nua, who ruled there until his people turned against him. They destroyed his endless paths and filled many of the upper tunnels in with soil and stone. No one knows how far down the tunnels stretch, and few who have ventured there have returned. There is much talk of riches and treasure. The promise of Engwithan relics alone have drawn many fortune seekers to their deaths, I fear. Who is this master below? I could not say with any certainty. I believe it must be tied to the man said to have been the architect of the endless paths, the Engwithan tyrant, Caed Nua. Some claim his spirit endures, or at least has laid a curse upon the site. I cannot imagine much remains of his work, for the ruins have been here 1,000 years or more. But what is left is impressive. The Earl certainly thought so. You may have seen, while below, the hand of the great statue Caed Nua constructed. Perhaps it is a statue of Caed Nua himself. But am I not the master of Caed Nua? Of course you are. The keep would have no other. But the endless paths are a different thing entirely. It is unfortunate, really, that they are so closely entwined. If the master below is not dealt with, there will always be a threat to the keep from within. I know it is much to take in, but if you would remain, If you would be lord of this place, then I can only advise you to seek out this foe before it destroys you. How do I repair the Barbican? Mayor Wald set aside the materials for the Barbican, and they are still available to you. In the future, if you wish to make future repairs to the keep, we will need coins for supplies and labor. Time to find this queen in the City of Defiance. You must know, this queen you're looking for. Defiance Bay has no queen. The Mekwins of Adir haven't reigned here since the war. The only queen with any power there is Wodika. I am told they erected an exquisite temple in her honor there, but I was never able to see it. If you mean to go there, we can get started right away on repairing the Barbican. You need only tell me what you wish to do, and I'll make the necessary arrangements. Mayor Wald kept a ledger, as it happens, and I've taken the liberty of updating it. You could take a look if you wish. Let me see what repairs I can make. Then we'll get underway at once. The steward's voice belies a giddy excitement. Know, my lord, that this is but the first and least of a great many undertakings. The keep supported a great many buildings and servants for many years. If you should wish it, we can repair some of the outlying structures, and these will bring you wealth and recognition, drawing people to your service. Rebuilding the defenses will keep your grounds from becoming overrun, as they did under Mayor Wald's keeping. You need not choose all at once. I am pledged to your aid, and so long as you are a master here, we shall always be linked. You need not step upon these grounds to speak with me. Wherever your travels may take you, you can make your will known to me, if you but reach out. Oh, but first, of course, the Barbican. To the Woodend Plains, the crossroad between Cape Nua, Deerford, and Defiance Bay. How much do I have in the way of gold? Oh, plenty actually, for copper technically.
It is good to see you here. I can feel a change in the air already. There is much to do. Is there anything I can do to help?
What is the state of the keep? Ah, where to begin? Let's see here. Alright, so the main keep is the main thing I'll need to worry about. May as well start working on that then. Alrighty. Oh, hang on. What does the new guy want to say? Assuming I ever get out of this loading screen. Here we go.
I confess, I was hoping our meeting with Mayor Wald would go a little differently. But then, you have gained an entire keep. I don't think I've seen anyone inherit land that quickly since Kyne the Younger read her father's will.
I did come to the Deerwood looking for a new home. There, see? The ship floats yet. This might be good news in the end. Whatever else happens, you have an entire castle to explore. And answers yet to come in Defiance Bay if Mayor Wald spoke true.
It will give you a base from which to go searching at least. And then, there are secrets beneath the keep yet. With you at the helm, it should be easier to explore the endless paths.
So I guess that was your real aim in coming here then, wasn't it?
Sure.
Well,
Bit just like your breeches, Scholar lad.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. I said nothing.
I'm not sure what just happened, but you know what? Oh, hey. Eastern Barbican. Alright, so I guess we'll go ahead and move this direction. Problem is that there's still all that garbage down there, and I do want to try and take on that Spider Queen at some point. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll go ahead and trigger... Wait. People want to talk? Ilon seems lost in thought. He flinches when you draw near, sucking a sharp breath through his teeth.
What can I do for you?
Are you alright?
Of course. Merely processing some of the unusual things we've seen lately. And if Mayor Wald is to be believed, it would seem you've an uncertain future ahead.
I don't know what to think.
Perhaps Defiance Bay holds the answers we need.
I want to discuss something else. How may I be of service? Tell me about Adir. I've been gone for more than a year now, but I suspect I'll always think of the forests and fields of Adir as home. We've thousands of years of history and traditions behind us, and there's a sense of dignity and responsibility that comes with that. Of course, there's baggage as well. Our imperial past is still fresh in the minds of many, as you may have noticed here. Has it been difficult to adjust to the Deerwood? People here are informal, hot-blooded. His mouth twists to a wry smirk, more attentive to insult than to duty. But as long as one avoids provocation, it's easy enough to get along. He steeples his fingers. I've gotten accustomed enough to keeping my thoughts to myself anyway. How long were you in Gilded Vale? He shrugs, fidgeting with the hem of his sleeve. Not much longer than you. As you saw, it was hardly the haven that had been advertised. Any thoughts on what I should do next? Fairwald urge you to seek out these leaden key agents in Defiance Bay, yes? If his condition is any warning, we should find them with all haste.
That old Watcher. I don't know what I expected, but it sure wasn't that.
You said you had some things you wanted to ask him.
Nah, it's kind of embarrassing now. I just got a dumb idea in my head is all. Don't know why I thought it'd work. It's funny. That's probably the first thing I got my hopes up for in, I don't know, years. At least I got that out of it.
There's no need to be embarrassed. I won't judge.
All right. Guess fair is fair, and you did bring me to see him. Those rumors back in Gilded Vale about my brother, Woden. About how he'd turned against us and fought for Widewind. Been on my mind for some time now. Thing about Woden was, he always knew what was right, and that's what he'd do. One day he set out to fight for Deerwood against a man claiming to be our god. So I knew that's what I had to do too. It was right. But hearing claims that he died fighting for Rayed Saris, that got me worried. Not that he'd chosen the wrong side, but that I had. Didn't seem right what Widewind had in store, but if he really was Aethys, I thought, maybe this old Watcher would know how my brother died. So I could see if it was true. Like he could, I don't know, read it in my soul or something. Use our connection. Told you it was dumb.
Why didn't you ask me for help? Yes, because I didn't know you. It's hard to trust a stranger that says he's a Watcher.
Of course, I knew the truth deep down. The Watcher's not psychic. I think I just had this idea, and the idea made me feel a certain way, and I didn't want to lose that.
Really, if I wanted to find out about my brother, I shouldn't be starting with Watchers. I should be starting with records. So why didn't you? Adair thinks a moment, his lips twisted to one side. He raised his eyebrow. If there was anything written down about it, they'd have it in Defiance Bay. They got an archive at the palace.
You've done a lot for me already, but if you could see fit to pay that archive a visit with me, well, you know. Knowing my luck, the records clerk will go crazy and try to kill me. I'd feel better with you in there with me.
Fair enough.
Hey there.
Alright, so... looks like the next place would be Woden's Plain. Well, Woodend Plains. And then... so Defiance Bay is over there. Plenty of stuff to see. Unfortunately, all of the supplies we would need is over in another town, so, well, Gilded Vale. So, we're just gonna have to go back here.
Sure.
As much as we may be loath to like it. Well, as much as we may be loath to return. Actually, if we're already near the blacksmith, we may as well pawn a few things. Besides, I get the feeling that I'm gonna want that in order to start rebuilding stuff.
Good day to you.
Alright, so. Let me reorganize. Alright, so item type. I suppose we can keep a backup of Well, one of everything, just in case. So that's probably all I'm going to worry about. So, armor. Alright. Oh, that's all leather armor? Guess it's all leather armor. May as well hang out onto the other deer wooden clothing just in case. Well, the helms don't give much apart from just aesthetics, so I may as well keep them around. Not like they get me much apart from that. So, got a fair amount of copper now, but not enough still to get what I need. Probably get the rest by selling what all is in here. Yeah, that would allow me to get what I need. May as well go for it then. Not like I'm focused too much on aesthetics at this point in the game. There's plenty of other things to worry about, given the circumstances. Now, let's check out the stronghold. So, the main keep. So what's the... Oh, I guess so. Security and... Okay. So it looks like... Oh, wait.
Gods keep you.
Well, let's see. What else could I buy with all this? The problem is that this is a lot of stuff that isn't necessarily relevant to me. Oh yeah, I can buy camping supplies here as well. I was gonna need to do that anyway, so not a bad idea, actually. Withdrawal. Plus 15 defense when disengaging. Blunting build. Plus 5 damage reduction. Oh wow, that's actually really useful. Problem is, that's over what I can spend. So what could I burn in order to try and get something back? The Grimoires might be helpful, given the circumstances, so we'll hang on to those. Froghelm won't give me much. There we go, that gets it within my budget. There we go. And then I can put that on me, make sure that I can keep myself alive given everything that's been going on. That'll work just fine. Speed instant, please. I guess that's why they're useful. As long as I use them outside of combat, I can theoretically stack a bunch, perhaps. That may be what I end up having to do in order to deal with that stupid spider. Now we just need to go rest for a little bit. We're heading back out into the wilderness.
Hail, traveler.
Okay. Don't have a whole lot of money, so I'll just have to grin and bear with the common room, I suppose. There we go.
Hey.
Hey there.
Change how much metagame information is displayed? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, okay, so I can turn those off if I so desire. Well, I am reviewing it, so it'll be useful to keep those enabled just to see what kind of silliness you can get, but is it worth exploring around here at all? Well, I guess while I'm here, I may as well explore, right? Perhaps I can learn something about what's going on here. A dear wooden woman is standing in front of the fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Gods keep you.
Well, finally, I was starting to think... Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. Can I help you? Let's see, the woman makes a startled noise once she turns around and sees you. Gives the cause a smile. I just arrived in Gilded Vale. I thought I'd get to know the locals. Were you with one of the caravans? Master Odimo's by chance? I was, yes. I'm afraid the rest of the caravan was killed. Alfra covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide in horror. For a few moments she can manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I knew it. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Kaliska was always so certain she could take on any danger. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I just can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Kaliska mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance. Oh, do you mean it? Afra looks at you, hopefully, her eyes wet. I heard that you had been a help around town, but there's little enough kindness in people these days. I didn't think it was true. Afra wipes at her eyes. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Kaliska as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Radric, he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor. With my Hathor gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home too. I hoped Kaliska could help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child being hollowborn, but she's moved south to Anslog's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. Can't make it as I am. Please, the neighbors speak well of you. They say you are a good man. I have nobody else to turn to. I'll find Ranga for you. You will? Oh, gods bless you. Here, I'll give you coins to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of... Well, I'm not sure, but it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. Anslog's Compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. Thank you again, truly. You'll be saving us both. She sets a hand on her stomach, smiling through her tears. That is not a quest I expected to unlock, but you know what? We may as well meander and take care of side stuff like this anyway. Hopefully then we might get a level in before trying to do something insane. Luckily, there's only one named house to check out besides that. Well, and the windmill, but I'm not sure what would be at the windmill, though. Whatever the case may be. This man and woman appeared to have been deep in conversation, working at closing 2 bulging satchels. They move to embrace until the woman notices you approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little.
Good day, stranger.
Can we help you? She looks to her companion, brows furrowing with confusion. Do you know this man, Nanton? Nanton coughs. Yes, I think we met in the Valewood. I warned him about the bear. He inclines his head. Glad to see you've made it. Was there something else you wanted? You two seem to be in a hurry. Yes, I imagine so. We're packing for a trip, actually. I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay, and, well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. It's time for some new scenery. Wait, is there anything you can tell me about the Vale?
Hail and well met.
I'm going back to my quick save. Why do I get the feeling that the bear might have been a cover story based on this description?
Greetings.
You two are in good spirits for people who just lost a friend. That's unkind of you to say. I'm grieving my husband in my fashion. I'm only sorry I could not convince him to leave the Gilded Vale before this happened.
Hey there.
Why do I get the feeling there's going to be trouble later on?
Well met, friend.
Hey there.
Well, that's gonna go well. Although, for all I know, I'll end up seeing them in Defiance Bay. For better or worse. What's over at the windmill? Oh, this ought to be good. We know there's more grain in there, Trumbo. Oh. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. A muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards comes through the door gets a shot between the eyes. God's ear me, Swainer. I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads. But we'll be back, Tumbrel. And we'll have fair prices, or by the flame we'll have a reckoning. Against the... Okay. Clever pun, you stupid game. An elven man stands before you, his relatively stocky build suggesting a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back if you value your life! Hold on. I'm not here to hurt anyone. The miller hesitates, then lowers the club. Wait, I know you. You just came into town, right? Don't tell me Swainer's already got his claws into you. Gods, that's all I need. Who's Swainer? The dwarf. The one standing out there spreading lies among the villagers. Bastard's been here for decades and he hasn't gotten any kinder with time. The miller hesitates, then lowers the club a fraction. Who are you? Is Swainer romping foreigners into his little crusade now? What was all that ruckus outside? Trumbull shakes his head. Where to begin? Swainer's whipped them up into a froth, going on about the grain stores. Claims I've hidden away most of it. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound on the west side of town for ale. And Swainer and his lot don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields on the way into town. The crop's blighted. And most of what I'm getting from the farmers, Tumble gestures to the sacks and containers. It's gone off, rotted through. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Swainer's howling about things he has no right to. If you don't want these people in here with torches, maybe you want to stop lying to me. I'm not... Look, it's no lie. The stores really are low. And with so little grain going around, I had to raise the prices for some people. No, there are folks in this town that deserve far better than Swainer and his lot. People who have done more for Gilded Vale. People like the magistrate. I can't do anything about that. That's just how it works. Maybe things are different elsewhere. Here, Roderick's men, they keep the village safe, so they eat well. Swainer's people are farmers. They gathered that grain for you. They sure didn't mind losing that grain when it was going into the drinks at the inn. They don't make like kind neighbors when they insult my son, go stumbling drunk through my own crops. You think they're the only ones that need to eat? Now the crops are sick and the wind's too weak to get the windmill turning. Our village's children are born as empty shells. That's not my doing. This place is cursed. And Swainer and the others haven't done a thing to help the rest of us through the lean season. What do you mean? Swainer, the rest, they've always been troublemakers. Loud, drunken fools. That woman with him, her soul traces back to Drogen, that wretched brigand. And it shows. We had good people in this town. People still hanging on to what's left of it. They deserve a little more, that's all I'm saying. Maybe I had to go have a talk with Swainer then. The miller all but sags with relief. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, but maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it, and we'll all have to make some sacrifices. We'll be in your debt for it if you can convince him. Always a good man. Out of curiosity.
Good day to you.
Seems like a pretty clean story for a messy situation. It's not. Look, Swainer's always been a rotten bastard. With stores so limited, maybe I can save the good stuff for people who deserve it. Alpha, for instance. She's expecting a child. Should I let her starve instead? Do the villagers know about the grain supply? Tumbro looks embarrassed. Some. The innkeeper, for instance. It's better not to worry anyway. I'll be trading for supplies soon enough. If we can just keep things calm until it's clear, then we'll be in the clear. The innkeeper? I wouldn't drink the ale is all I'm saying.
How do you do?
Okay, I should probably talk to the innkeeper before I find that dwarf. Although knowing my luck, the dwarf is probably there over by the inn. Well, let's go check by there. Got nothing better to do while I'm in town. And everywhere else has been thoroughly investigated. Well, probably not super thoroughly, but you get the point. Let's see if he's out in the boot.
Good day to you.
There he is.
Well met, friend.
Well, well, talk of the town you are, and you deign to come our way. What are you here for, foreigner? A toast? Some applause? He raises his empty mug and mock salute. Aloth narrows his eyes. Careful, looks like they're cut from the same claws as those rowdies who attacked me. Smells like it, too. I saw you outside of the mill. What was that about? Not business. Let's just say that if you mean to help out around this place, maybe you ought to consider the common kith sometimes. Humbles thinking he's king of the town, on account of he's got the mill to his name. Thinks it's fair him giving us barely anything for the wheat we bring him, and cutting our purses when we need to buy grain. There's farmers going hungry while that bastard gets rich off their crops. Maybe he's the one ought to be asking questions, stranger. We're tired of him playing the Lord. Trumbull says you've been threatening his family. Oh, I bet he has. All nobility, that Trumbull. Two big, strong kids. Pure as soul in all of Gilded Vale. Coward sending out messengers to handle his business. Well, you can go and tell him we haven't had a solid meal in days on account of him. And we can't afford a good drink on account of him. But we won't be bullied by some foreigner on account of him. What if I buy you all around? Will you talk to me then? Fair enough. You bring something wet to our throats and might be I'll feel up to trading words.
Hail and well met.
About this trouble with the miller. Do I have the gold for it?
Good day to you.
I'd like to buy a round for the fine fellows over there. Fine fellows? You're having me on. Any more fighting and I'll have to ban Swainer from the inn entirely. Until then, it's 6 copper pieces for the lot. Please, if I can just get them talking, I might be able to convince them to stop harassing the miller. Well, that's alright then. Here, 3 drinks for the 3 fools. You get them off Trumbull's back and maybe he'll be a little less stingy with his supplies. Oh, so there is a degree to which he's being stingy.
Well met, friend.
I brought drinks. Hey, so you have. By the flame, I've never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of the Blackhound shit beer. Gods, that's good. Alright then, you've got my attention. What is it you've got to say that's worth a round of drinks? Maybe you could tell me more about what's going on. It's like I said. And the miller's in charge of the grain prices. He says they're fair, but I know for a fact that folks like Alfred pay half what we do. Maybe we've been a bit rough with him. But what are we supposed to do? We can't keep paying. We're going to starve, and do you think Trumbull's going to be sorry about it when we do? Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against a wall. Maybe you could ask some of the other villagers for help. Swainer eyes you for a few long moments, drinking deep from his mug. Then he sighs. You're right. Things go on like they are. We're just gonna end up hanging from that tree out there. Tell Trumbull we'll leave him be. Don't know what we'll do now with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to think of. Think Pasca needs a hand around the inn? Hopefully that was the right call. Well, I'll avoid quick saving just in case. I can always use the autosave if I want to go back to a conversation, given the circumstances. But now we get to the fun part of CRPGs where there's no fast travel, so you just gotta wait. Ah, well, it gives me time to mull over the situation. Still, it is a curious conundrum.
Good day, stranger.
I spoke to Swainer. And what did he say? I've convinced him to leave your family in peace. Wow, really? That's great news. I wasn't sure you'd get through to him. They're out of their minds at drink half the time. I owe you a great debt. Here. He pulls a coin purse from his hip and pushes it towards you. Today's earnings to show my appreciation. And you can be sure I'll let everyone know what you've done for me. Glad to help. Now we stand a chance of getting through the year. All thanks to you. Safe travels, friend. I feel like there's a better way that this can be resolved. I'm going back to the quick save. I'm curious to see what other kind of options I'd get from that.
Hello.
Okay, so I'll
Yeah?
need to go buy the drinks first, but that shouldn't take too long.
Well met, friend.
Yes?
Hail, traveler.
Maybe I could talk to Trumbull for you. Ha! You think you'll get through to him when we haven't? The man's thick as a peat bog. I hear he's got his soul read. Found his kin used to grow sundry treats from their Adarian lords up until they figured out their side was losing. Explains why his niece still like to bend to whatever lord or lady crosses the road. He'll be holed up in that mill for days, the coward. But here, if you want to give it a shot, then good luck. We'll owe you one if you manage it.
Hey there.
I'm curious to see how this resolves, so let's...
You must gather your party before
Yeah, shut up. I'm curious to see how this will resolve, so may as well. Because this seems like it might end up being a situation where there's no, quote, right answer. So, we'll see what happens. Because clearly there's some stinginess going on. But the problem is, how much really, well, how much of it isn't warranted.
Good day to you.
I spoke to Swainer. He says you're treating the farmers unfairly, raising prices and giving them rotten grain. Of course he does. He's been saying that now, he's been saying nothing else for days now. Man's delusional. If he wants grain, he'll have to pay for it. What's going on here anyway? Where to begin? Yeah. Let's see, blah blah blah.
Hello.
Hey there.
Yeah, it seems like I don't have the resolve in order to take it too far. Actually, I don't remember which statistic is resolve. Ah, okay. Well then. Fair enough. I guess this is just gonna be a no-win scenario. Although it is interesting to see how the dialogue options are influenced by that. I probably shouldn't have the metagame knowledge if I were to properly roleplay this, but you know, if I'm gonna be reviewing this, it's neat to see that little detail.
Hey there.
Gods keep you.
Yeah?
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Yeah, shut up. Okay. Now, suppose I may as well go get at the quest reward for this, and then, actually, it's my character level. Okay, so we're closing in on the experience required, but it's still gonna take a bit. Probably won't be able to get another level before I can take on that Spider Queen. But, I suppose, you know what, that'd probably make for a good thing to do later. Well, that might be a good thing to attempt toward the start of a stream. I don't know if I can necessarily...
Hey there.
I'll need to think on it, so would it make sense to try and... I saw people moving. I'm curious to see if there's anything else going on. Okay, so they're just going back to normal, I guess.
Sure.
Either way. So, here's what I think we're gonna do. Oh, what's this? Who the hell are you? Hold, sir, but a moment. A hooded man waits upon the road, clad in a green cloak. He strides forward to meet you as you approach, and at a closer distance, his features are revealed for those of a younger man, though lined with weariness. He appears to be favoring his left leg as he walks, and there is a dark stain upon the fabric of his trousers under the knee. Even so, he greets you with a polite bow. I take it will be spared the sight of pitchforks and torches outside of our mill? The man grins crookedly. Good work settling that feud. No doubt Trumbull will sleep more easily. Gilded Vale has seen too much conflict these days. The loss of far too many lives at the behest of fear and starvation. The village will not survive unless we come together to save it. I would seek your help, stranger, in this task. Oh wait, you're that revolutionary I kept hearing about. Who are you? Only a man determined to see Gilded Vale restored to its former glory. There was a time, stranger, when Gilded Vale was worthy of its name. The wheat shone like gold on the hills, and the village's people lived well. I don't know about the golden crops, but there were less flies anyway. And what has become of it now? Whatever has caused the blight upon our lands, it is not the fault of its people. Radric looks to punish us for crimes we have not committed, and in turn he is blind to his own. I am not, and he will pay for what he has done. I, Kolst, swear it by the flame. Like many tyrants, he has surrounded himself with stronger men and women for fear of retribution. The man smiles thinly, and so you are warned. If you would press on despite that, however, I wonder if we might not help one another. What is it you want me to do? The man nods, standing a little straighter. It is a grim task I ask of you, but I assure you there is no other option. Lord Radric must be stopped. Too long has Gilded Vale suffered under Radric's madness. He would cure Waidwin's legacy by ensuring there are none alive in the village to be afflicted. I fear his own wife Yggdrad may be at risk. The man has no mercy in him. We have not stood idle. My people and I breached the defenses, intent on ending Radric's rule ourselves. We entered through the sewers under cover of night, but we were routed. There are dark creatures down there in the dungeons, the work of Radric's Animancer. It falls to you. Lord Radric has called for further reinforcements, and soon there will be no stopping it. Our time grows short, and in this hour I must beg assistance where I can. He's going to owe us more than some rebel-strewn plot of land after this. Fling him from the ramparts or else cut his head from his shoulders, I care not. Once his throne lies empty, Gilded Vale will have the stewardship that it deserves. I will find Radric and deal with him. Then I commend you on your courage and thank you for your assistance, but I would not send you onward without due warning. Radric's hold is crawling with soldiers and sellswords, all loyal to Radric. They will not take kindly to intruders. In truth, they will be all the more alert for our failed efforts. A frontal assault would be unwise. If you would brave it, you could follow our steps and seek out the entrance to the sewers at the eastern edge of the moat. But several of my men were captured, and maybe the entrance has been found and sealed anew. Those men were under my command. I would be in your debt if you found some means of helping them. Once you make it inside, seek out my old friend Nedmar. He is the High Priest, Baratheon, now that the Shining God has fallen. A good man in difficult circumstances. He will listen to reason. Durance chortles, nearly choking on his own disdain. Shining God! He never shone so brightly as when the bomb took him. The moniker is obsolete now. Ash does not shine. It's like if someone was to call you the attractive priest, Durance. Nedmar can help you reach Radric, but he resides in the upper level of Radric's hold, protected by guards and mercenaries. We will have to keep to the shadows if you mean to reach him without alarming the entire keep. Thank you for the advice. I will make good use of it. I consider it a blessing from the gods that I have found someone that understands honor and duty. Radric's hold lies past the Eastern Wood, not far to the east. May Magrin bring you victory, friend. I wish you luck. Okay, now I'm really paying for not exploring more before. Oh boy. I get the feeling that I went to the main story quest a little too soon, huh? Probably. Still, debating what to work on. So the Eastern Wood is where we need to go for that. I kind of want to check out the Vale Wood to see if there's anything interesting with that, where that bear was. And since that I am now decidedly higher level and with friends, I wonder if I can manage to take it out this time. Also, is there anything over here? I realize I just didn't explore this over, really. Oh yeah, these guys pose no threat. I feel so threatened. What's this? These aged walls appear to have once encircled this entire glade. Only a small fragment remains, and the stairs leading to the top of the structure have crumbled away. The heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. You give the grappling hook a few swings for the momentum and let fly, and the hook ledges easily behind a pile of stones at the upper edge of the wall. A few tugs on the rope suggest that it will stay put. With the help of the rope, you make your way up the face of the wall and over the side. Oh, more camping supply. Scroll letter. Interesting. Silvano's gloves, +2 dex. Remind me, dex affects action speed and reflex. Let's give me all the good stuff, why not? I do not think you will ever see this, but you are right, Silvano. We should have journeyed south together, and been safer for it. I would tolerate all the gloating in the world if I might live to hear it. I have put myself out of reach of the beasts circling below, but I am done for all the same. I do not think I will rise again. Whoever finds this, pray for me. Perhaps in the next life I shall be a trapper of wolves.
Yeah?
Also, how did I end up with so many of these? Oh, right. Must not have thoroughly cleaned out my inventory the last time. Either way.
Sure.
Well, if I ever need camping supplies, I know where to find some. It's a neat little way to see to that conundrum. Anything to be seen over this way? Zorps. Okay, so basically he becomes more prone to getting hit, but it means that if anyone tries to retreat from him, they're more likely to get smacked. Okay, that makes sense. Actually, that allows him to theoretically act as a tank as well, now that I think of it. The struts and supports are large enough to be the ribs and vertebrae of a dragon. Interesting.
Sure.
I apparently have not been exploring thoroughly enough.
Show him how it's...
Yeah, I think we can easily deal with this now that we've been at it a little bit.
Hey there.
Mice crawled through ice, pockets, and over femurs. spear. A figure drifts, suspended in the musty air of the cavern. Its form and features blur and twist in cascading ripples of incandescence. You feel its energy eddying about your limbs, filling them with a heavy chill. You reach out a hand for the spirit. In the moment of contact, you feel as if you have been struck a blow, head reeling as you tumble helplessly into a wafting darkness. Light blooms at the edge of your vision. You feel the sun at your back, and the weight of a bow in your hand. You know suddenly that you have come a long way from the Vale hunting deer. Now you are standing before a cavern, and the darkness extends far into its depths. Even so, your friend strides out before you, his red cloak flapping at his heels. You follow, heart hammering in your chest, as he leads you deeper into the cavern. There is a roar like thunder, echoing around you. Fear seizes you, casts you stumbling back toward the exit, toward light and escape. You see a glint of steel, and there is a sudden, terrible flash of agony behind your knee. You scream, stumble, fall. Your thoughts are chaos, lanced through with pain. But in a moment of terrible clarity, you see your friend look back from the mouth of the cavern, his dagger daubed in crimson to match his cloak. I knew it! And there is a great dark shape above you. And then there is more pain. The vision recedes, aids, and you are thrown back into yourself with seemingly resentful force. The corpse lies at your feet, and the specter lingers. In the span of energy between you both, you feel a sense of questioning, of confusion, of anger. I met him on the road, your friend. A sudden, lashing anger emanates from the spirit. Rage and grief seem to pour from the gleaming figure like smoke. I'll find him and see that he answers for what he's done to you. For a moment, the spirit seems to burn, bright, and your head fills with a sickly triumph. The spirit seems to weaken with the force of its own exultation, growing fainter and fainter, until you are alone once more. I knew it! There's no way it was just a bear. Should have come back here sooner after I had gotten just one party member. But I wanted to keep going with the main stories, so I allowed myself to be distracted. Now I just need to go back and stop by town, rest to get back my use of the fun stuff, and then we take care of a couple quests. Let me think, what would make the most sense to try and tackle this time? Let me think. Well, with any luck, the two idiots are still gonna be over here, so I may as well stop by real quick.
Well met, friend.
I know what really happened to that bear cave, Naunton. The color drains from Naunton's face. I don't know what you mean. I told you the truth of it. Are you accusing him of something? Inglewood looks to Naunton, touching his arm. If this is about the accident, we're both grieving Pearlie's loss, but it was a wild animal's doing. Let's see. What would make you suggest such a thing? Stop. I have no patience for cowards and liars. Naunton flinches, but meets your gaze. After a moment, he sets his jaw and nods. Fine. I confess it. I did it. I saw to it he'd never leave that cave. His hand falls to his sword belt, and I'd do it again. Naunton, wait. I don't know what you saw in that cave, but this isn't what you think. Pearlie, my husband, he was as much a beast as that bear. I tried to leave the first time I suffered his temper, but he wouldn't have it. He looks away, expression pained. Naunton, we met, and I know I found someone special. Someone kind, who cared for me. Please, all we want is to leave this place, to start somewhere else. We some coin saved up. You could have it, if you'll only let us go. No, would it? On one hand, well, let's see. Let us act on the assumption that she's telling the truth. She's already lied to us once, so that's in question. And but let's just assume. Would it be just to kill someone if they were abusive? Is that something that I'm okay with? Well, okay. Is that an appropriate punishment? Whatever your reasons, you caused a man's death. I don't know what you think you'd tell the magistrate. A story about a dream you had? But you won't take this from us, not when we're so close. And not from that wretched Pearly. Johnson, no! Well, I guess that's the end of that. The Deerwood Part 2. What that'll mean. Well, I guess that's taken. Well, I guess that's resolved. I wonder if I can go back to that spirit and let him know what's happened. You know what? I may as well. You know what? I may as well see for certain. I'll create a quick save before going in there and see if it makes a difference. Oh, what's this? Alright, that's been taken care of then. Fortunately, I don't have enough money for other stuff. And there is a lot that's required, and what the heck? Sorry, getting distracted by something moving on my desk. Gotta love it when there are annoying bugs everywhere. Gotta love the South. Now well. Alright, so the main thing I need to build up money for is the main keep, especially after I burned a bunch of my money working on other stuff. So, here's the first question. Is it actually worth going back and trying to talk with the spirit, as it were? Probably not, but may as well go find out. Looks like opening the inventory pauses the game. Good to know. So, let's see if I gain anything from going back.
Yeah?
I gain nothing. Okay. I'll just go back to my quick save then. Make it real simple on myself. Where's quick save? Where's quick save? Alright. Given that, I think the best thing I can do now is to go rest so I can get back the important stuff. And then we go getting ourselves into all sorts of trouble. At least there's fast mode, for when we just need to get from one end of the town to another. And it gives me time to recollect.
Well met, friend.
Alrighty, off we go. Alright, Anslog's compass. 10 hours to get there? Alright, it'll probably be morning by the time we get there then. Alright. Who are you two? Two villagers stand by one of the tide pools. They're breathing harshly, clearly winded, and look up nervously as you approach.
Greetings.
If you're here to fish as we were, stranger, you'll want to avoid the compass proper. The dwarven woman points to the southeast. Her companion shakes his head. A lot of ships wind up spread across the rocks here, so we didn't think much of the wreckage, until we heard something. A terrible noise. I thought maybe it was the survivor, but he wasn't alive. Moving, but not truly alive. Ugh, it was awful. What are you two doing out here? Fishing, of course. Except I lost my fishing rod when I flung it at the head of one of those monsters. We were looking the tide pools over and thought we'd try our luck down by the rocks. Got the fright of our lives. We'll have to make do with the nets here or go hungry. You said there were a lot of shipwrecks here? All the time. It's a lovely place, but dangerous as anything to sail. Good fishing most days. I think we'll look further up the coast next time. What do you mean? What did you see? Corpses. Walking corpses. We don't want any part of it, whatever the cause. Might be we can find something in these tide pools and then we're headed straight home. Good tide it's... Wait, did you hear that?
Hey there.
Whoa. Well, they didn't last long.
Roll 10!
That didn't last long.
Yes?
Hey there.
Okay then. Note to self, this place dangerous. Crabs and small fish cluttered in this pool, left behind by the tide. Alright, so there are Zarips everywhere then. So I guess Zarips are the goblins of this world?
Roll 10!
Convenient time for you to bring that out. Well, at least I'll have plenty of Zarib spears to sell by the end of this adventure. A sa- Page from Fulvano's travels. Wait, Fulvano? Isn't that the name of the person that we just found in there? Or is... Where is it? Ah, here we are. After several days' journey, it seems it is time at last to part ways with my new traveling companion from New Heomar. A pity we could not see the compass together, or perhaps he will have as grand a time in Garen's grasp. I have given him my gloves for safekeeping, for I will hardly need them in such fine weather. Oh, that must... Oh, okay. Ahoy there! Ahoy! Kind of you to stop by and speak, my western friends. An Almawa stands before you, his hair matted and once bright clothes in ruins. Equally ruined is his face, a hatching of thin scars crossed by broader wounds. Haven't seen another kith since my ship went down. I do not suppose you are looking to lighten your purse. Who are you? I am called Panamu Birdscorn, chronicler of the Huana people. Strange, I know, but we did not choose our names, do we? He chuckles, running a hand across his scarred visage. You were shipwrecked? Aye. We were transporting goods from the Deadfire to Defiance Bay when a storm took us off course and ran us aground here. Only I survived. He frowns for a moment, but then shakes his head, clearing the expression. You should consider sailing the islands of the Deadfire, friend. No more beautiful a realm exists in the whole of the world. What are you selling? The ship's cargo, goods from the Deadfire, a few personal trinkets, all of the highest quality. I wouldn't sell them, but without coin, how am I return to my homeland? Let's see what you got. Whoa, that's powerful. Pretty. Accuracy. Overwhelming wave. Whoa. A lot of really good stuff.
Hey there.
If you stick around, I'll have to check that out. I'll have to see more later. Fishing clumps of seaweed, red green with heat, royal in the stew. It tastes pleasantly salty. Well... You find yourself facing a towering Almawa woman. Her skin is the warm gold brown of a dying sunset. with pale fish-white patches at throat and hands. Wavy, wet red-brown hair pulled into tight braids around a stripe of bare skin that follows the curve of her skull, flows down over her broad shoulders.
Good day to you.
She regards you calmly, evidently unsurprised to find you here at the edge of her camp by the water. Have you come here for medicines and crafts work, or to share the fire? She gestures to the large cauldron nearby. Alfra sent me here. She says that you know some way to ensure that her child is not a Hollowborn. Ah, more of Lord Radrick's frightened flock. She nods slowly. You are kind to come all this way. Poor Alfra must be beside herself. I imagine she gave you something for payment. Whatever it is, you keep it. I don't need coin. I need you to do something for me instead. Renga points inland. There is a Zarrib tribe to the northeast, led by one of their priests. Tanner was exiled from them some time ago, and their scouts still lurk about this place, waiting for an opportunity to end his life. The Zarrib lets out a rattling squawk, head drooping. One day where I will have to go for supplies, and I will come back to find my assistant slain. How will I help anyone then? She shakes her head. You rid me of this nuisance, and I will do what I can for Alfra. And throw in something for you, too. Alright, I'll be back when it's done. Good, good. You'll find them easily enough, I think. She smiles, baring sharp teeth. Good luck.
How do you do?
Ooh, that's pretty good. I'll have to learn how to make that. And I can get some camping supplies
Hey
from
there.
it, too. Actually, now that I think of it, it seems like a lot of these Now that I think of it, it seems like a lot of places only have oh so many camping supplies. Wonder why that is. Good shot! Good shot, Aloth. You are amazing at your job.
Show 'em how it's done.
Luckily for us, Zarrips are easy at our level. Given everything we've been through, it's very easy for us to deal with all this crap. Cave coral. Alright, let's go get ourselves good and moitered. It's boiling.
Great.
I did not expect this. Oh geez, I just got stunned out, it looks like. Alright, see if you can distract them somehow.
What? Brave thou be lost you.
That looked like a fuse effect of some kind. But whatever that was, it's dead now. Moss and mold cover the bones like a blanket. They smell earthy and wet. Arbalest. Interesting. That was a weird echo. Thanks, spores. Well, I wasn't expecting to find mushroom monsters, but okay. I guess over here is our real objective then. Since I burned my quick attack, should probably be careful. Oh dear, those look pleasant. Oh hey! Page from Fulano's Travels. Another one. I met a helpful Deerwood woman while in Gilded Vale. She was an invaluable guide during my time in that sorry village, and agreed to accompany some part of the way toward Anslog's compass. We parted ways in the wilds known as Magrin's Fork, but I gave her my amulet so that she might remember me fondly. Perhaps I will return to these lands someday after all. Oh. I'm sorry, buddy.
Sure.
Whoever you are, I'm sorry. Jeep tried to kill it. Oh lord. Undead by the looks of it.
I'll let Margaret.
At least the Zarib makes for easy prey.
Mm-hmm.
What's this? Vessel flesh. Okay, so it looks like vessel is their word for undead. Or at least a close approximation.
Brave
I doubt it would have any effect.
How?
This should be useful then.
That's it.
We're taking a lot of hits. Smack this one about. Why are you using your fists? Get your sword out. Why don't you have second wind available? Well. Oh dear, I just realized how low health I am. That went well. I am doing so amazingly.
Not
Finish
getting
this
through
one
me.
off.
That's it.
Then finish this one off. And we should be able to finish the other one off. There we go. Did not expect to run into so many of them.
Hey there.
Or for them to be quite that deadly. Ah, scroll of restore minor endurance. Weapons. Center of a ring of jagged stone, this boulder casts long shadows across the sand. Glad to see you approve, buddy. Another page. While traveling west toward Gilded Vale, I encountered a fellow traveler of some considerable intelligence, and we engaged in pleasant conversation. It came to light that the poor fellow had the most execrable pair of boots upon him. I gave him one of my spare sets that he might have better appreciate Valen craftsmanship. May they serve him well, for he said he intended to cross the wilderness known as the Black Meadow. I cannot imagine it is a pleasant place. Actually, wait, if we've got this ring of deflection... So what have we got?
Hey there.
Alright. And then the final encampment that we need to deal with must be up this way. Yep, there are the Zorros. Oh wait, no, you're not the one whom I don't want in front. Oh, too late now. Let's see if we can cast the frightened effect. Ain't gonna use that. Burn him! Oh, you're getting that. There we go. Oh wow, there was a lot in that.
Sure.
I imagine there are more Zarrips. No. Roll a prayer against fear. Sure. Clam shells and crab carapaces litter the cold. Litter the coals. Holy celery. Alright, that's this area explored. Didn't expect to run into all this.
Hey there.
Good day, stranger.
Is it done? Am I rid of the interminable squawking of the Zarips? Scream? No, Tana, I do not mind yours. They're all dead. Good. I tired of their feeble attempts to surprise us. Here, she hands you 3 files. For your trouble. And now we can get underway with my part of the bargain. I will get started on the mixture, but I need one more ingredient. Some spores from the creatures in that cave there. She points just north of her little stretch of beach. Sporelings, they call them. It is a useful material. I need one for the mixture. You're welcome to any others you find. Will you have a third favor for me to do after this? Ranga smiles. This is what I need to make the potion Alfra asked for. If you do not wish to help, then I can't do anything about that, can I? Cute.
How do you do?
I have some spores here. So you do. Excellent. Give one here and I'll add it to the cauldron. It should not take long. The mixture is ready. Take this to Alfra. Tell her to drink it before bed as it induces sleep. She should find herself more energetic in the mornings. Tell her to eat more fish and cheese. The potion will sustain a healthy appetite. Grant her strength. She is a rather frail woman from what I remember of her. What's in this potion anyway? I cannot reveal all my secrets, Ranga smiles. Some dank spores, you know that much. They will bolster the strength in her soul. Give her what energy they once stole. It will not cure the legacy. I will tell you that plain. I can tend to ailments of the body, but not afflictions of the soul. Certainly not ones inflicted by the gods. Ranga crosses her arms. I have explained this, but people will believe as they like. So let her be. Perhaps that will help. Faith is a powerful thing. In the meantime, she will feel much improved, and if her child should not be claimed by the legacy, then it will be born healthy. That I will promise. The truth will set you free. You're nothing but a charlatan. Nonsense. I am many years now a midwife. What I am not is a worker of impossible miracles. If you want to do something about the legacy, I tell you this. Better to deal with Lord Radric. It is his punishment which drives these women to me. I have done what I can, as promised. Tell Alfra I wish her well.
Yeah?
Hail and well met.
I could use some rest if you don't mind sharing your camp. After all you've done for me, you are quite welcome. Get some sleep by the fire, and I will keep an eye on the tide.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sneak up on you. I just... Well, you seemed... preoccupied.
You've just begun to stretch and soothe the aches from your body when you feel Aloth over your shoulder. He looks away quickly when you notice him, kneading his hands into squirming fists. What's on your mind?
I suppose I've just noticed you acting a little, unusual lately. Talking to people who aren't there, remembering flashbacks of your previous life. I just want to make sure you're doing all right.
I guess I don't know what to make of this either.
Then I'm in good company. I should let you rest. It looks like we'll have another full day tomorrow.
Good day to you.
Ah yes, so... Well,
Yeah?
at least I was able to rest without having to burn anything, so... I guess that'll be the secret. I'll have to actually roleplay if I don't want to just take everyone's camping supplies, right? Alrighty then. That went well. Now we'll head back to Gilded Vale in order to take care of... Well, in order to get Alpha and that cure. Or, that is her name, right? I'm terrible with names. Alpha? The person we just went to help. Alfred. Yeah. I was close. Oh, man. I just said the name in dialogue. How am I this bad at names?
You must.
I know.
Good day, stranger.
You were some time away. I worried you wouldn't return. Is that it? Have you brought it? Alfred looks at you hopefully. What did Ranga say? Yes, I have it. Here it is. You really did it. Oh, bless you, bless you. I don't know what I would have done without you. Now my baby will be safe. Alfred beams at you. I can't thank you enough. Glad to be of assistance. Here, take this. You can keep what remains of Ranga's payment too. Thank you again. I'll take this before I settle into bed. Perhaps I'll finally rest easy. Oh hey, level up. I'm not gonna stress over it. Ranga may have a point about the faith bit, so I'll leave it be. So... oh, do I get level 3 spells now? Beetle Shell. Okay, so bark skin, basically. Maggot infestation. Oh, that is evil. Target at maximum endurance takes no damage from it. Interesting. The more wounded the target, the greater the damage. So that's a win more ability. Nature's Balm. Rapid regeneration effects. That's useful. Purifies the target of any toxin. Okay, cool. Returning Storm. Okay. Okay, so constant lightning bolts. That's cool. Spread plague. Alright, so it's useful. Stag's Horn. Okay, so a debuff plus damage. And then... okay, so, and then more AoE shenanigans. Useful. What about you? Alright, what do I want to get for you when it comes to skills? A fighter ability. So I can get an active ability that will allow... so dazed, what's that do? Reduces accuracy. Okay. Oh wow, and reduces a lot of attributes, so makes a few checks easier. So... name. So what's his account? Oh, okay. Between 16 and 50, so I'm guessing the maximum is 100 then? Huh. 20% of grease. 20% minimum damage. That seems the most well-rounded. That an active that temporarily increases accuracy. Something that takes away accuracy but makes it easier for you to stand your ground. I think we'll go Confident Aim. That seems like the most... that seems the most useful out of all this. And then, okay, so... I guess we'll have you lean more to that. So I can choose another one of these, so let's see, duration. Well, I've already got the ability to frighten, thanks to the Watcher power, but then again, having it on something that is constantly going, or at least more often going. That could be useful, but that's more for if I'm leading someone on a merry chase. Reload speed, so that's for ranged attackers, which could be useful. Actually, I've got 2 ranged attackers, so that's not necessarily a bad idea. And that's more chase down enemies that try to disengage. Reduces aura of disengagement attacks for enemies in the area of effect. So I guess that's to allow you to disengage more effectively. Okay, so this takes advantage of the frightened effect. I'm thinking given the Watcher power, this is the most useful.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, I think we're good. Now, I suppose, the next thing to do would be to go deal with this noble. I'm not sure it's... well... But given the time, I think this probably would be a good point to end, because we've been going for a couple of hours now. And I do have other things that I'll want to worry about. So... oh yeah. Guess we'll put this on. He'll probably be the most useful with it.
You can trust me.
Can I? Can I, though?
Sure.
Why does it sound like she's speaking through a pipe? Alright, I need to sell stuff. So, actually I don't have much to sell this time. Although, to be fair, I'll need to go through my junk and figure out what all I'll need to worry about. But, I suppose that's something that can be dealt with before, well, after this stream is over, so I won't belabor that point too much. Because looking at this, there's definitely stuff that I do need to sift through. Because a lot of this weaponry and armor and whatnot isn't something I need to concern myself with too much yet. Especially since a lot of this is not necessarily pertinent anymore. So, is there a way to... oh, I can shift-click them in. That's useful. That's very useful, in fact. In that case... assuming that's what I'm doing anyway. Oh yes, that is definitely what just happened. There's the way to check. Wait, where'd the grimoires end up? Seriously, where did the grimoires end up? I didn't just get rid of them, did I? I mean, I kind of want to hang on to them just in... oh, they got put in the weapons bin? Okay, then. Either way... I want to compare these two real quick. Okay. So, Gown Share is definitely the superior weapon, so if I need crushing damage, I've got it. Although, given the circumstances, I think this might not be a bad idea for you to have, just in case you need a greater defense. Either way, I guess we will call it there. Let me just create a save. Why is caps lock on? Alright, so... next time we jump into this, we will hopefully get to see to the local lord, cause all kinds of trouble there. We can cause all kinds of mayhem elsewhere. As we go further along the path, and with any luck, well, we'll be able to work all of it out. I have no idea how we're going to resolve this quest. Given the circumstances, it seems like we're going to end up upending a local tyrant, though who knows if we're going to put something better in its place, depending on, well, given how some of these quests have gone. But we shall see. There's been some interesting moral grays. It's not quite as extreme as The Witcher, but still, there have been some interesting grays to think about. So, writing has definitely been good so far. As for the state of the stream, for some reason, it's been showing as an error occurred, please try again later for the entirety of the night, so I'm not sure if that will actually apply to the whole thing. If it does, I'll just stitch together the two parts. Heck, I may do that anyway. I'll just throw the two parts together and treat them as the same video. And hopefully, regardless of how it works out, this has been interesting to watch. So, as always, thank you once again for watching, and I will see you when I'm able to get to this next, which will probably be this upcoming Wednesday. Assuming I don't have too much audio editing I need to worry about, which I probably will, so it might need to go to only Saturdays, but hey. As for this Saturday, it'll probably be Republic Commando finishing that up, but either way, I guess I'll see you in a week, hopefully. Take care.